You're listening to Let's Stay Together Anime Break, the subseries of Let's Stay Together where we talk about the 2019 anime Fruits Basket. I'm Ellen.
And I'm Kayla.
Do you know where we're going today?
Beach.
Yes! Today we're going to discuss episode 6, Are You Really This Stupid? Of season 2. I guess I should specify, in case anyone's binging all this all at the same time.
It's a boring time. They might be.
It's entirely possible. You're right. We're going to do our summary and then spoiler-free discussion, then spoilery discussion like we always do. Oh, everybody bought their sunblock and their popsicles for the beach. Okay, I'm done with beach jokes. Not really, but...
We're never done with beach jokes.
No. We've been doing it for the last year, so... This episode covered chapter 53, 54, and 55 of the manga. They somehow managed to squeeze 3 chapters in there. Which is impressive. And we cover these in our podcast episodes 27 and 28 if you want to go back and listen to those in detail. So the episode opens on a stormy night at Shigure's house. Toru, Yuki, and Shigure sit at the table. They appear on days like today, Shigure says, and Toru was like, huh? During summer around these parts, they appear, he says. Lightning cracks, thunder booms. Toru nervously asks who appears, and Momiji suddenly and emphatically slides open the living room door, and Toru shrieks. We're gonna blast our way out of here tomorrow, he shouts, and then we cut to the credits. I like Shigure's non-scary story.
Yeah.
That's good.
Non-story, scary story.
Yeah, exactly, non-story, scary story. He's like, they. After the credits, and when Toru is still shaken, Yuki asks where they're going. Momiji says that he reserved a Sohma vacation house for all of them, and tomorrow they'll be going away together. Yuki is slightly annoyed at the short notice. Toru is surprised, and Shigure has a completely different idea of what type of getaway they'll be going to. a Hisho vacation. Toru wonders if she should even be going, and Momiji tells her not to worry. He invited the whole gang. Elsewhere, Hiro complains of being invited by the damn rabbit to go on this trip, and Kisa says that she wants to go, and he immediately backpedals. We'll go. With a little effort at Shigure's house, they convince Toru that she should go, and Momiji makes prompt plans to catch stag beetles and whatnot. Shigure suggests that he might come too, and Yuki asks if he has work. Nope, he says, and he does something like a proper guardian would do and asks if the kids' homework is done. Yuki and Momiji are almost done, but Toru, on the other hand, sweats nervously, and lightning strikes again. Because she's not done with her homework. Yeah. So, Yuki and Toru set up in her room to get things done. Momiji encourages her for the stag beetles, and then he goes to talk to Kyo. Yuki takes notice of the old hat on Toru's shelf behind her. In Kyo's room, Momiji finds him laying on the floor. He asks if he's sick. Kyo says he's just tired. I get it, Momiji says. Tomorrow we're going to the vacation house, so get packed! You don't get it, Kyo shouts, and then clocks Momiji on the head and sasses him about the vacation house. Momiji asks if he'll come. Toru would be sad if he didn't. Kyo is annoyed but says that he never said he didn't want to go and goes to start packing. Momiji smiles. You've gotten nicer, he says. Meanwhile, in Toru's room, she proclaims that she understands some indiscernible math that she's doing. I looked at it and I was like, what the hell is this? Is this algebra? There's like 3 equal signs. Anyway, that's a side note.
I feel like we commented on them doing like really advanced math at some point in the manga.
It's entirely possible. Maybe it was from this time. It looks like there was like a sigma in her drawing, but it didn't make sense in the place that it was in. So it's like, I don't know. Also, I was like, I didn't take in fucking any of this calculus and whatnot. So some kind of weird math. Just look at it again and tell me that it's not weird. It's a bunch of weird fractions and equal signs for some reason. So Toru says that she understands whatever weird math it is that she's doing, and Yuki says that she should be able to finish now. He asks about the old hat that's on the shelf behind her. It's not something that he would expect that she would have. Toru explains that she got it as a kid. A boy who helped her when she was lost left it behind. She doesn't know where he came from, or even doesn't remember what he looked like. He asks why she keeps it. She says it's a precious memory. She was happy that he helped her. Even if you've forgotten, Yuki thinks, and he imagines a boy putting a hat on baby Toru. He's about to say something, but Momiji pops in and interrupts to say that Kyo will be going on the trip. The next day, the kids take off. Shigure says that he'll meet with them after taking care of some things here. Then he warns Kyo and Yuki not to tease Toru while he's not there. It's safer without you, Kyo sasses, and the kids take off. As soon as they're gone, he says, come out. Who should walk around the corner of the house but Rin Sohma? The wind blows her hair, and he invites her in.
The wind always blows her hair.
Yeah, I know. I added the comment because I thought it was funny that they
She
drew a breeze to blow her.
Yeah. She uses the dramatic hair fanning behind her when she appears.
There was no breeze when Tohru and Kyo and Yuki were talking, but as soon as Rin is there's a breeze. Shigure invites her in and she steps up on the porch with her shoes still on, and she grabs the back of his kimono that he's wearing. I'm sure you know why I'm here, she says. Gurini, you already know what I'm thinking and what I want. I'm not sure I can meet your expectations, he says, and he goes into his office. He sits. Answer me, Gurini, she says. Do I seem like a simple man, he asks. No, she says. Are you an idiot, or is this foolishness part of your scheme, he asks. Rin kneels. She places a hand on his leg and crawls closer to him. He smiles a wry smile and asks, now what shall I do with you? We transition away to the beach, where the kids have arrived. It's summer, Tohru shouts. Blue sky and blue sea. Guys, she said it's summer. I'm just saying. Momiji, Kisa, and Tohru run straight into the ocean to play while Haru, Kyo, Yuki, and Hiro sit on the shore. Haru is surprised that Shigure didn't come along with them. He'd want to see Tohru in her tight swimsuit, and Yuki and Kyo are like, don't say it like that! Momiji asks if Hiro will swim, and he's sassy. Haru and Momiji call him a party pooper. Tohru, meanwhile, swims super fast to a rock and then takes a huge breath. And Kyo is quickly there with an inner tube and then sasses her that she'll need to learn how to breathe if she wants to swim in the ocean. When she pops up and takes a huge breath, it was hilarious and I laughed a lot. I just wanted to say. And I enjoyed it. Toru's excited that he saw her swimming and he says it looks like she was swimming for her life. She tries to swim again and he throws the inner tube over her, then drags her to Momiji and Kisa and asks Momiji to teach her how to breathe and swim. She laughs with delight and tells him that it's fun. He spins the inner tube around. Meanwhile on the shore, Haru and Yuki watch. Yuki has a flashback to the past. In a darkened traditional room, baby Akito tells him, don't delude yourself, this world is pitch black. You're going to live along this pitch black path with no potential or hope, so don't think you'll ever be saved. Baby Yuki cries, looking heartbroken. In the present, Haru asks if he's okay. Yuki doesn't answer. The swimming kids all call for him to join them in the water. Yuki goes to join in, and he tells Haru that he's okay as he leaves. He doesn't want Tohru to worry. Kyo returns to the shore, but Haru drags him back for a race. I'll win, Kyo screams, and Haru is like, Yuki, nice. Because Yuki agreed to swimming, and that's how they got, to a race, and that's how they got Kyo to swim. Day fades to evening, and the kids leave the beach. Kyo, it seems, was so shocked from losing the race that he went back early. As they all walk back, Tohru drops her notebook with the photo of her mom inside, and Hiro picks it up and hands it to her. Mom, what are you doing down there? She screams, and then thanks him. Hiro asks why she carries around a photo of her mom but not her dad, and always goes on and on and on, talking about her mom. Tohru isn't able to answer. She trails off, looking sad, and then laughs nervously. She goes ahead to meet with Momiji. Kisa tells him that it was a nice thing to say. Hiro says that Tohru seemed fine, but Kisa asks how he knows that she's okay. He says that he doesn't, and she says that she can't know what she's holding deep in her heart, and Kisa runs off, upset. Hiro's frustrated. Just like he has things hidden deep in his heart, Tohru must have them too. Inside after dinner, Yuki notes that it seemed like Kisa and Hiro had a fight. Elsewhere in the house, Kisa is about to knock on Hiro's door, and he hits her in the face with it accidentally, and they both apologize for earlier. It's cute.
Like shrinking down to the floor with her little tiger ears is really cute.
With her little tiger ears and her tiger tail. It was adorable. Outside on the balcony, Tohru sits looking at the night sky. She holds a photo of her mother on her lap and remembers Hiro's question, why do you only carry a photo of your mom? Memories flash through her head. Her father's funeral, her mom leaving, 2 toothbrushes, standing alone in an empty apartment. Tohru panics and curls tighter over her knees. It's okay, she thinks. It's okay. We're always together. The next day, the kids find beetles on the trees where they left Shigure the night before, which Kyo apparently gave Momiji instructions about how to do. And speak of the devil, Kyo jogs by. Tohru shows him the beetle that she found, and he corrects her about what type of beetle it is. Kyo bonks Hiro on the head and asks if he did something to Tohru. She seems down, he says. Hiro watches as Kyo goes over to talk to her. Elsewhere at the main Sohma stage, Shigure visits Akito and says that he'll be going to the summer home tomorrow and won't be visiting for a while. He tells Akito not to fall ill. I'm ill right now, Akito complains. I hate summer. It's too hot and unpleasant. My head hurts. Get a Tori. Shigure says that he's busy. Akito asks with what? He lives for Akito's sake. In the background, Tori walks by with a smiling woman. What's with the getaway? Akito asks. These idiots and the ugly girl are all excited. It's so aggravating. Why don't I go to the beach and teach them all a lesson? Shigure smiles. Akito stands and asks what Shigure is smiling about. Akito comes over and climbs on Shigure's lap. Why don't you come to the summer house if you want to teach them a lesson? Shigure asks. Meanwhile, at the summer house, Yuki is down. He has little fever. Yuki's down. Is Yuki down? Rat down, everyone. I was like, what did I write? What did I mean? Like sad?
Down and out.
Yeah, exactly. Down for the count. he has a little fever, and Haru and Toru sit with him. Haru asks if he can go take a bath, and Yuki's like, you don't need my permission. I just thought you'd get lonely, Haru says, and Yuki's like, just go. After Haru is gone, Yuki plays with Toru's hair. I have something to tell you, he says. One day, I'll have something that I need to tell you. He remembers Akito's harsh words again. That's not true, he says quietly. I can think this now that it's not all pitch black. I can believe now that I wasn't deluding myself. When the time comes, I'd be happy if you'd listen. We see Yuki's memory. As a boy, he climbs over the Sohma State main gate, wearing the hat. I have to open the shut lid, he says. The lid? Toru thinks, and then thinks of her mom. We close the episode, panning up from the house to the night sky, and then cut to the end credits.
Woo.
The end!
Beach.
Hatsan is back! The beach is here! Summer is here! Listen! It was everything I wanted, except Rin didn't say I didn't break the window.
2 of my notes say hat and beach.
Hatsan! It's been a long time since they showed anything about the hat. They just like randomly brought it back. I was like, okay, there wasn't even really like a teaser, was there? I don't think so. Not recently. Maybe there was. Remember. Maybe I'm full of shit. I don't know. But the other point I wanted to make is that I was right about what was going to happen in this episode. How exciting was this episode? It was a good time.
Yeah, it was good.
I'm still surprised they managed to fit the majority of content from 3 chapters into 1 episode.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow, a lot happened. It's like, yeah, because there's a lot of content.
Yeah, they kind of condensed the timeline a little bit. Like having Hiro and Kisa come with them from the start instead of show up later.
Yeah, originally it was like Haru, Toru, Yuki, and Kyo go there, and then Hiro and Momiji, and then Kisa and Hiro come like the next day or whatever, and then all their drama happens. But yeah, they just like smushed it into one day, which makes sense.
And like just showing like the morning of the stag beetles rather than the like how are we gonna catch stag beetles stuff from the days before.
Although I did enjoy that gag where Momiji is like and Toru were like, wait, how do we catch stag beetles?
Yeah.
But he does say that Kyo taught him what to
cute.
do, which is cute. So
because that was always cute when that scene in the manga where he's like talking to Kyo and then he's like, oh, and how do we catch stag beetles? And he's like, what? And then we see like another panel of them like reading a book about
about stag beetles. Yeah, it's like Kyo goes in. I think that's the scene where Momiji goes in to tell Kyo that they're going to the beach. He's like, and we're going to catch stag beetles. How do you do that?
Yeah.
Kyo tells him, presumably.
Yeah.
I like to headcanon that Shisho was the one who taught him how to catch beetles. I also liked that Toru's like, look at this like Hercules beetle. And he's like, that's a whatever, Kabuto beetle. I don't remember what they called them.
It was rhinoceros beetle in English.
Whatever it was wrong. It was sweet. Yeah, so there was like a couple little things I think that were little nuances that I think won't necessarily like get missed or anything.
Yeah.
I think they covered all the content very well. The main things. They managed to get all Hiro bringing up Toru's mom and then Toru freaking out about her mom, which was important.
Yeah.
And the lid, the tightly closed lid was now introduced here, I think. Yeah.
I think it's been mentioned once or twice before, but
I think he's...
Because we were talking about...
I think he said it before.
Yeah, because we had the like visual metaphor of the lid underwater recently, and I think he might have like mentioned it in passing earlier than that.
Yeah.
But it's here in earnest.
He told Toru about it, which makes it real.
Yes, and now Toru is using it also.
Yes.
She's like, I too have a tightly closed lid.
The closed lid. We all have a tightly closed lid, Kayla. What did Yame say? Everyone has the 1 or 2, a skeleton in the closet or 2 or 3 about there. Something like that. I think that was in... maybe he did say it in the anime recently.
He did, because I remember him like counting it off on his fingers.
Yeah, that's right.
1 or 2
I'm confused where we are now in all these stories anymore. I'm just saying.
So much is happening.
Everyone's not offended. Yeah, I know. Everything's happening.
It is actually like we're at a point of a lot happening in the anime and a lot happening at the point we are in the manga. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess forgive us if we like let things slip a little, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, the beach is exciting. It's a great for people who haven't yet been exposed. There's a lot of good things that are coming. So that's why we all talk. If you ever look at the Tumblr and you're like, why are they all so fucking obsessed with the beach? For reasons, okay? For reasons.
Yeah.
Yuki already touched Toru's hair. What about the shippers?
Yeah.
Where are the Yuki Toru shippers at? But then Kyo jumped in the water and pulled her around the thing, so there's a bunch of cute Kyo Toru shippy moments too. So we're still on this the who's gonna end up with who train.
Yeah.
So I forgot about all these things. I forgot about how because like the story is so different. We're reading in the manga now, but anyway, it's fine.
Yeah.
And Hiro's still a brat.
Yeah. He's getting there.
Yeah. He was at least like, I think we had when we talked about this before we read the manga, we were like, oh, but he's like at least, he's like recognizing his issues and his challenges where he's like, yeah, of course other people have things that they're dealing with inside that they don't talk about. So it's a good moment for Hiro in this episode, even though he was kind of a dick.
Yeah.
But
which is like normal, like kid thinking. I mean, like,
I think so.
I think we talked about this before,
Tween
but like
thinking.
it takes a while for human beings to understand that like other people exist outside of their orbit and have their own internal lives.
Things that they don't want people to know. Yeah. Especially probably like older people. I don't know. People who are older than you, I mean, when you're a kid.
Yeah, because you're like, that's not a person, that's a teacher or whatever.
Yeah.
That's why it's so weird to see a teacher at like the mall.
Yeah. Or in this case, they're like babysitters, I guess, because they're teenagers versus like slightly younger teens.
Yeah.
Preteens.
And teenagers seem so much older than you when you're like 11, 12.
High schoolers seem so much older than elementary schoolers, even though they're like 4 years older, in this case.
And then when you're an adult, you're like, they're all tiny.
Yeah, when you're 30 or almost 30, everyone seems young.
But yeah, if there's any, we said like the timeline was a little bit condensed. If there's any arc that could be condensed, it's the beach arc. It goes on a long time.
It does. It was like 2 volumes. We talked about it at the time. We were like, wow, we're still at the beach. Only been a month or whatever. We were talking of 2 months. Yeah. But yeah, they set up everything well. So the next time we'll see if Akito shows up or whatever. Like
finally getting some shady Shigure in the anime.
Yes! My favorite Shigure. I was like, wow, he's so shady. Yeah. His conversation with Rin. Well, who knows who was being shady? Rin was trying to come on to him, I guess,
It's shady all around, but...
She's like, you know what I want. And he's like, I don't know if I can help you. What am I going to do with you? It's very dramatic. And then, Akito and Shigure were super sketchy. Yeah. He, Akito goes and, like, is all up in his grill, and then he closes the window. Yeah. It's like, whoa, what are you trying to cover up? Listen, we get animated sketchy Shigure now. I'm sure he did that in the manga. We just couldn't see it,
Yeah, it was a nice touch to closing the window, because...
Yeah. It's nefarious, everybody knows. He doesn't want anyone to see. I like how the house so it's the scene where Rin shows up is also a little bit different. I like how the kids all leave and then he calls her like he knows that she's there, like he saw her or something, which is a little different. Yeah, I was disappointed that she, as I said before, that she didn't say I didn't break the window, which is
yeah, it's another thing they condensed a bit is like the whole storm sequence.
Yeah, so there's a storm in the manga. There's a part where Toru's window gets obliterated by a tree because of the storm. Yeah. For some reason, it's kind of weird that they drew it. I guess they just I don't know why.
Yeah, I think it was because that was when we got that was when we got like the immediately pre-reveal like hat tease, like because like I think that was what interrupted Yuki and Toru rather than Momiji coming back.
Yeah, exactly. So Yuki's about to say something, and then the tree, and then Momiji comes in right after that.
Yeah, it's like,
they just
what
took
happened?
That whole part out. Yeah, it's like, what the hell? Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so then Rin, when Rin says to talk to Shigure, she's like, I didn't break the window. And we talked about it a lot, how we were excited that she would say that, because it's really ridiculous. It's like, obviously you didn't break the window. Like, you didn't break the tree. Like, anyway.
She was like,
Rin still hasn't...
She's like trying to get Shigure's attention, but she didn't know what window was his. And she started with pebbles, but it didn't work, so she just threw a whole branch. Jumped on the tree until it broke and fell through Toru's window. Yeah.
Toru's room gets a lot of damage. I wonder if there's still a roof hole dropped in. Her room is just like there's a hole in the roof and then there's like a hole in the window. It's fucked up.
Yeah, it's just still tarp and it like drips onto her whenever it rains and she's like, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's better than a tent.
Yeah, there's no slugs. I'd like to think that he fixed the roof, but you never know.
I hope they fixed the roof. It's like they've got enough money to patch the roof.
Well, he said he took the money out of Kyo's budget.
Yeah.
Right? Or whatever. Out of his allowance from the first one. He's like, I'm going to take money out of Rin's allowance anyway, even though she didn't break the window.
He'll just like call up and be like, yeah, I need to take money out of Rin's account because she broke something. And they're just like, that tracks.
Yeah. We all hate her, so... do whatever, I guess. So yeah, it was revealed that Yuki was the one who was wearing the hat.
Yes.
So Yuki was the boy who climbed out of the Sohma fence and helped Tohru. That's what was revealed by this episode.
Yeah. I like the little, I don't think like that scene had much background with the reveal in the manga, but I liked like showing him like sneaking in or out of the Sohma house.
I was like, damn, he climbed the fence.
Yeah.
Damn.
The anime does it kind of makes some of the like more vague flashbacks a little clearer.
Yes. Things that are just like a flash of
you're just like, that's a thing, and you might not even like remember it when it gets revealed later on. So
yeah, then some are purposely still vague, just like all the things that Tohru remembered in her memory. It was just like little flashes that we saw. I described them as we saw them. So
yeah, I think it helps to make them more like
things.
Clear foreshadowing rather than like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, sometimes something is smushed into just the tiniest part of a panel, and you're like, whose face is that? Once in a while, we've debated about it a couple times. I forget for things in the manga,
which I think works for like an animated medium where you can't just like stare at the panel for an hour to try and figure out what it's foreshadowing.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, might as well just clarify that, or just like do the sketchy effect on Yuki's face, like in the last season, where he was running around. Toru's memory about the boy.
Yeah.
So we talked about Rin, and well, we didn't really talk about it, we just mentioned it, but Rin's trying to get something from Shigure. It wasn't clear, and he was being sketchy. Then he was being sketchy with Akito. Talked about that, and then Akito was planning. Well, Shigure suggested that. Yeah, Akito's being sketchy with everybody. Akito said that Akito wants to teach them a lesson, so Shigure was like, "Why don't you come to the beach?" So that may come eventually, which is a terrifying thought. And then we talked about Yuki and the hat, or Hat-san, as I like to call him. And then Hiro and Kisa we kind of talked about. We said Hiro was being a jerk. And then they made up. They had their little moment. Yeah. That was nice.
Yeah, it was also cute with, it was cute with, since Hiro and Kisa were there from the beginning, how they had, like, Kisa playing in the water with Tohru and Momiji. That's cute.
And took the opportunity to call Hiro a party pooper, which was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All the fun-loving ones were in the water first, which was cute. They still got Kyo to come in and race, though. That was good.
Yep.
I liked Kyo. Kyo climbed over to the rock, and then everybody was like, when did he get there? Which was really funny. His cat-like tread. Yeah.
I liked the little, like, ghosty distant animation of, like, Yuki and Haru, when Haru's like, I don't think she's breathing, though, and he's just like,
She gets to the rock and is like, like it's the best. So good. Exactly as desired by me. The other important thing that's on display regarding Tohru is her mom issues, of course. So we saw the scene where she's like, everything's fine.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a good adaptation.
Yeah, it does. We talked about how it was like basically like a little breakdown or anxiety attack, and like her like repeating that to herself and everything really like sold it, I think.
Yeah, I think so. It has this good like open-ended fade out too, where it's like we don't know how long she was there sitting outside that night or whatever, and kind of fades into Kyo noticing that something's off with her the next day. So oh, I just realized how far away I am from the microphone. I'm sorry if that was quiet. Just staring off in the distance thinking about this anime.
Like lean back, stroking your chin, like, it's a good anime.
Just like me and Shigure being like, what do I do with this anime? I was like, what? How do I describe this expression? I don't really have time. Rai is fine. And then I moved on. Yeah, is there any other things you want to talk about that were non-spoilery?
I don't think so. I think we hit all the big points.
I guess, I don't know, theme-wise there wasn't a lot, except it's just we're seeing the like setup for some things that I think we know are coming. So
yeah, it's moving a lot of pieces into position in this episode.
A little bit mechanical, but we did get some good insight in Toru's kind of mom issues. I think that was, and then Yuki also, some of his background with Akito and also being the boy with the hat. So okay, good. You want to talk about spoilers?
Sure.
Okay, good. Next time we'll be discussing episode 7, which is called Let's Start the Watermelon Splitting Contest. That was kind of a mouthful. More than I thought when I wrote it down.
The very descriptive episode title.
Oh, I bet like watermelon splitting contest is like specific and shortened in like Japanese.
Probably.
Also, Google Docs wanted me to correct watermelon splitting to watermelon spitting. It's like, no.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
No. I guess that is a thing too, though.
It is a thing, but it's not the same thing. So anyway,
Round spitting contest.
Join us next week for more summer fun. Beach. Everybody, bring your towels. Bring a bag for your wet bathing suit. I mean,
yeah.
I think I already said bring your sunscreen and popsicles at the beginning of this. So
yeah,
bring your sugar water for bug catching.
For the stag beetles.
For the stag beetles. Okay, we'll see you all next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So spoilers. So some of the scenes that are not included, which are not that important, but some of them were like just Hiro seeing Rin. Mm-hmm. There's like in those 3 chapters that I mentioned that are this, there's like 3 ones of Hiro seeing Rin. So there's like the scene where Kisa's like, I want to go to the beach. He sees Rin pass by a window, and then like he sees her at the beach at the end of whatever the last chapter was. So they didn't foreshadow Rin being included in any of the beach stuff at all yet.
Yeah, I imagine we're gonna see her like creeping around in the next.
We better, or else. I mean,
since we saw her, she had the sketchy scene with Shigure, and then the next time we see Shigure, he's like chatting with Akito. So obviously she went somewhere.
Question mark?
Yeah, she's just sitting in there in her living room, eating all their snacks.
Grainy. Yeah, who knows? But yeah, I think so. They kind of eliminated it, but it's not that important, so I can see why. You'll probably see her next time, like you said.
Yeah, also all it really does is just like build up the like, oh, we're into some mysterious stuff. Like we just like have random characters seeing her in random places.
She's good at running around.
Yeah.
That Rin.
It's like she's possessed by a running animal.
Almost as if. I guess more spoilers. I mean, obviously there's more beach stuff to come. The next time is the watermelon splitting contest aforementioned, so it's like we're going to find out about and Hattori saw Satsuki, so we'll see. I guess we'll have her that reveal that Hiro's going to have a baby sibling. It's going to come next time.
And like we'll probably have the Mayu stuff at some point soon.
I hope so. If not this next episode, it might hopefully will be the next one. But Shigure said he's gonna go to the beach like tomorrow. They better not cut it. You hear me?
Well, he said he had stuff
you hear me, past people?
Yeah. He said he had stuff to do before.
He has important business to attend to.
Yeah.
Setting up his friend and his ex-girlfriend. I guess that's like Shigure's way of trying to create more chances for people to have connections with people outside of the Zodiac.
Yeah.
We never really talked about that at the time, but in the context of what we're reading now, that makes more sense. Because it's not like Shigure would just... I don't think he would just do that just to be nice.
I think he might if it didn't like interfere with other stuff. It was like, I think he does like consider Hattori a friend, like genuinely, even if he's like shit at showing it.
Yeah, he's not he doesn't go out of his way to be malicious to people other than Akito.
Yeah.
So. I guess the main spoilers here are, of course, all the Toru's mom issue stuff. We would have talked about this before.
Yeah.
This is like probably one of the earlier times that it's come up, I think, in the story. It's when it starts to be more about the like darker side of her relationship with her mother, as opposed to her all the wonderful things that her mother taught her over the years and whatnot, which is kind of like what we covered in season 1. So yeah, I
think we've seen bits of her like anxiety around it, but not as like as focused as a potentially negative thing until now.
Everyone's gonna cry so much. There's so many tears ahead of us in this season. In this beach arc, I honestly didn't think they would go to the beach in this episode. I thought it was gonna be something else. I don't know. I don't know why. We had talked about it last time. I just didn't think it would be this early. But I guess it is like almost a third of the way through the season, because it's episode 6, so a quarter of the way through the season, I guess, because it's probably 24. I guess it makes sense. I don't know. Okay, is there any others? Did you have any other spoilery things?
I don't think so.
Okay, I didn't either. I felt like there wasn't, looking back on it, there's not too much, because it's like getting set up for other people to come and whatnot, but Yeah, it's like, spoiler alert, Akito is a dick. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I forget that we're still not calling Akito a girl in the, the episodes. It's a little bit challenging to go back and forth now, but it's okay. I haven't slipped so far. No worries. Only 3/4 of the series left to go. Or 3/4 of the season left to go. So that's it for now. Then next time we'll talk about episode 7.
Yay.
We'll talk about spitting and or splitting watermelon. I hope Tohru punches the watermelon.
Yeah.
If they animate that, then I'll consider it a success, I guess.
I love that panel of her, like, having hit the watermelon with both, like, Yuki and Kyo looking horrified in the background.
And her hand is, like, shaking. Yeah. I mean, if the rest of the series so far is telling, I'm sure the voice acting will be amazing. Yeah. So, all right, good. Then in that case, we'll see you all, or no, whatever. That's it for now. Then we'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye. Maybe I should try catching stag beetles. I think I'll just end up catching squirrels and raccoons, just like we were talking about with birds.
Do they have stag beetles in
Canada?
In here, like the western continents?
I don't know. Actually, probably not. Let's Google
I'm okay with. They're kind of terrifying.
Yeah, it's fine.
They're bigger than I'm comfortable with the beetles.
When we went to Mount Takao in Japan, which is outside of Tokyo, they have like a museum, like a what do they call it, like a visitor center, and they have all of these like samples of wildlife and whatnot encased in glass and like stuffed and whatever, so you can see all the things. And it's like, oh, the summertime, and they're like giant beetles, and I was like, good thing we're not here in summer. This is fine. I'm fine with this. We can stay. Most bugs don't really freak me out, but they're pretty big. They're real big.
Yeah.
Stag beetle is a group of 1,200 species of beetles. We need to be more specific. Kabutomushi is
it's the one she held that was not a stag beetle.
Yeah. A rhinoceros beetle.
Yeah.
Otherwise, or Kabuto is named after.
Doesn't that mean like helmet or something? Mushi just means like bug.
Mushi means bug. Correct. I think the mushi, I'm Googling it for you. I think that the mushi kanji is funny. I think of it as like a guy wearing sunglasses, so it's really easy to remember. I call it the cool guy kanji.
It's written in katakana, it looks like. Kabuto.
Helmet. Not, did you say armor? Helmet.
I said helmet.
Okay, there you go. You're right. You're right. Oh, this says...
I knew because of Pokemon.
Oh. But Kabuto uses a different doodly-doo. But then, like... Horseshoe crab is Kabuto Kani, and that one uses the helmet. For some reason, Kabuto Mushi uses a different kanji. It's, it just means... Oh, it just is armor. Oh, carapace. Huh. Who knew? Even though the more you know. A Kabutomushi. I don't think that they... So wait, how do you get... Are there stag beetles in North America?
I don't know, I got distracted by looking at the Pokemon.
Kabuto is kind of like a...
There are stag beetles, but I don't know if the giant ones are. Let me see.
Yeah. I mean, not like the one that Tohru's holding so casually. Along with rhinoceros beetles, are often bought as pets in Japan.
Yeah, this is the Kabutomushi is native to Japan. Honshu, Kyushu, and other islands, including Okinawa.
Okay.
And Taiwan.
They flew all the way to Okinawa.
The Korean Peninsula and eastern China.
Well, I guess if they can fly to Okinawa, they can fly to fly to Korea. Although maybe they just came on stuff.
They were probably just there before the
the split.
Yeah.
Before the water. I don't know. We'd have to ask Yane how the Korean Peninsula split from Japan.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, that was a foray. Happy animal break.
Yes.